Rose, Jim.
Rose. Oh, what a spin on that one.
Boy, Iowa really going up and down the floor against Michigan early in the second half.
Offensive against Smith, out of control.
Yep. This is shot from the pass, Jim. Barnes going right up there, shooting an old-time one-hander off the run. I didn't know that the modern college player had that shot in his arsenal.
Looked like Packer on that one.
No, wait a minute.
Riley back in, Jackson in. Remember, Jackson has 3 fouls.
I give you Oscar Robertson or somebody.
Okay.
Not, come on, please, a real player. Bob Cousy. I mean, we go back into those days. Not. But you see so few of those. Everything today is you go all the way for the jam or you pull up for the jumper. Riley, a little push off there.
Should we see more of those running one-handers?
Yeah, I certainly think it's a shot, particularly when you penetrate against zone defenses.
Rose, baseline to Jackson.
Jalen Rose is now starting to take over the game for Michigan. Really penetrating against the zone, and Barnes likewise. Wide open. Wide open was Jackson. Yep.
Jackson, hey, he's looking good offensive-wise. Of course, the last 2 are lay-ins, but he now has 10 points off the bench.
That's just brilliant play by Jalen. He realized that Jackson had broken out and was open early. He didn't get the first pass. Hit him with the second one.
Webb.
Left hand.
The left hand, it spins out. Iowa basketball. Game is tied 53.
When we talked about it in the first half, I don't think Iowa has done a good job today realizing on that double team on AC Earl where to get the ball to a good shooter.
Glasper, Montier Glasper back in.
Now see, Webb is the man that would be open.
Outside, and Riley gets his 4th.
Now Steve Fisher can come back with Chris Webber, as he'll do right here. Riley not capable of going out and guard AC Earl when he puts the ball on the floor 20 feet away.
Dead ball under 16 minutes. They head to the bench with the game still tied 53 all. It was tied at the half. We want to mention that they sent down to us a handwritten note, and I'll read it to you. The Street family would like to express their sincere thank you for all the people across Iowa and the country who have let them know how much everyone loved Chris. We will never forget your support. Signed, Mike Street and family.
Jim, a foul over the back. Kenyon Murray again being very active inside.
Juwan Howard with his 2nd foul. Millard back in, takes the inbounds over Webber, who has the 3 personals.
Smart play by Chris Webber not to go ahead and try to chop down on Millard. He's strong and aggressive inside.
Jackson jumper. That was deflected by Murray.
And Murray takes off on the other end of the floor, wanting a fast break. Barnes got it right back. Excellent rebounding guard is Val Barnes.
Barnes with 18 now. 7 in this half, and Billy, he can get really hot in the second half. Look at the Ohio State game earlier this year.
Exactly.
Had 24 in the second half against the Buckeyes.
24 of his 27 points in the second half.
But this time he commits a silly foul.
He had 16 out of his 18 against Indiana in the second half, so we know how he can explode.
Only number 1 against Barnes. 13 foul. And AC Earl is coming in for Iowa.
Millard ready to go out. He's got to understand it right now. Hey, you're a player, son. You're not going to be in there for 5 seconds at a time. You're showing Coach Davis you belong on the floor.
He thought he was being replaced. It was Webb instead who sits. Jackson. That goes against Jackson. His 4th. Two Wolverines now.
Nice job by Glassbar. Held his ground there, Jim.
Two Wolverines down over the four. Jackson and Riley.
Nice dish, but out of control. Most of the time, when you go down on a fast break 3-on-2, if you can keep the ball in the center instead of the wing, because the man in the center doesn't have that ability to go all the way to the hoop, because normally a defender is going to be right in his way, as Glassbar was.
Palinka, number 3, in for Jackson.
Palinka's been solid today, coming off that 16-point game he had in his last outing. Only 2.
Only taken one shot in this game. Double up on Earl. Gets it back to Millard, who lost control of it on the way up.
Again.
But Murray, Millard again.
Wow, he's got strong hands.
He ripped that rebound down.
I liked him yesterday in practice, and he's doing some stuff out here today. That one got away. Look at Kenyon Murray battle on the boards. They're possessed right here. That's some offensive rebounding.
Two shots for Millard.
That is Astor. He's got a nice looking form.
One more for the freshman. Earl tips it. Murray almost got it. And Rose controls for Michigan. Michigan trailing by 3.
Yeah, Jayen keeps his head up so he can see the full floor. That zone really active.
Rose, 3-pointer. Millard with another rebound. His 4th rebound.
A.C. Earl would like a lob. They just don't look for him.
Barnes gets it to Millard. 58-53 Iowa.
I think it's time for a Michigan timeout, Jim. They have kind of lost their composure a little bit. They need to slow things down, get back into the game.
Against King, it's called.
Jim, they need a timeout badly here. You don't want this crowd to get into the game to the degree they are right now.
That's just the first on King. Looking Bill returns for Iowa. And Millard sits.
And now Steve Fisher's going to take one. I mean, Jim, you had to do this.
So the Wolverines call it. But the Hawkeyes lead by 5 over number 5, Michigan. Arena, Jackson and Riley with 4 fouls each on Michigan. And look at the offensive rebounds in this half, Billy. Iowa with 8 to Michigan's 0.
Well, Steve Fisher talked about being out-rebounded by 22 in here last year. And Iowa was behind in rebounding in the first half, so they're making up for it here in the second half.
On Tier Glasper.
There's a lot.
So Earl had to come down with it, but he gets it anyway.
A.C. Earl has been asking for the lob. Now, that's one of the problems. You call a timeout, it gives the opposing coach an opportunity to set up a set play. And I think what you have is Weber stepping out of bounds.
He did indeed. He stepped right on the line. Right by the Hawkeye bench. This pass a little too steep for Earl to go right down in the cylinder with it. So he wisely came right back.
Well, Howard was there, but Howard didn't want to get in any further foul trouble, so A.C. Earl did the right thing.
7-point Iowa lead with the basketball. Trouble inbounding. A.C. Earl comes over to help out.
Jim, if you're Michigan, you just want to settle down a little bit in this game. They've let the pace of the game get away from them. They need to start thinking about who are their scorers and getting the ball in their hands. A lot of time in this game. See, Jalen's trying to do too much too fast.
3-on-2. Over to Barnes on a wing. And no foul. Yes, there is a foul call.
I thought so. I thought Jalen got him on the arm.
First on Rose in the 16th foul. By the way, next Saturday on CBS, college basketball, Florida State and Utah.